On this episode, we're going to help Sean get the transmission back in Mason's GT. So the transmission has been rebuilt and has returned. So today's project is to get that back up underneath here. Of course, we're gonna have to set it in through here and then get it lined up and get these bolts, converter bolts and nuts put back together. So that'll be the challenge. If you remember on our last video, they had to cut an area out of the bottom to try to get to those converter bolts because they wouldn't come loose. They were telling us there's an access on the driver's side of this motor. When I say they, the transmission shop was telling Richard that, but we didn't see no access. I think that's our access. If we cut a hole in the frame, we might can get to it. But I don't see no access. Do you see any access? I don't see no access. I think they lie. So we've got the transmission up on a stand now, and Richard is looking for a ratchet strap. So even though this is tied down, this is a pretty top-heavy piece now, this transmission. So we'll get another strap, secure it, and that way if we somehow get a little off balance, it won't just slide off the top. All right, so everyone, the transmission is loosely hooked to the engine, and we have a problem. That hole where the convertible is supposed to go through is not lining up. And as a matter of fact, if you look up in there, it's quite a ways off. I don't know if you can see from the angle, I can see it by the eye, but it's quite a ways off. We think it's the wrong converter that we got with the transmission because it's not lining up with that. Now we checked these other holes, but they're much smaller in diameter, so that's not going to work. We may rotate the engine to see if there's another one, but I doubt it because when Richard and them got it out, they already had the engine lined up with the convertible, so we know that's right. So we're at a break right now discussing it, and that is a therapy smile right now from Sean. Of course, I had the idea, just pull the flywheel and drill another hole in it. Bob has now issued me a gag holder, so we can't do that now. So we've tried to reposition the transmission, kind of jockey around the torque converter, and it just will not slide into the flywheel. So now the idea is to take the transmission loose and down, pull the torque converter, line the torque converter up, and then get that locked into the flywheel, and then reposition the transmission and bring that in. So hopefully that'll work. Spent almost 2 hours on it now and haven't been able to get it to spit through. Show us how much you like transmissions.
Yep, 11.4.
Yeah,
So that's the one it is.
11.4.
FM 102. Let's see.
Can you, here, let me see if I can spin this. Come over. Yeah, this is like 10 and 3/4. So we get the right better?
Yeah.
Should be. I could sit
Well,
there.
folks, unfortunately, the transmission shop gave us the wrong torque converter. So This is a wider measurement than
I'm gonna wait.
the flex plate. So they're gonna take the flex plate off and take it to the transmission shop to match up with this converter and get another converter that matches that. So while we're here, we might as well provide a update on Delta. So Gene here is putting the wiring into its loom, feeding that up the wiring chain here to the firewall. So slowly but surely, Richard and Gene's getting Delta all wired up. Dashboard. What a rat's nest, huh? But actually, it's definitely worth it in the end. The old wiring was brittle and somebody had cut into it quite a bit, so it wasn't worth saving.
Okay, Monday? You got the
Unfortunately for today's exercise, that's pretty much it. So that's going to end our venture today. They'll finish getting that off, and yeah, not much else for us to do on the 98. That's very disappointing. That transmission could have went in today and got it all hooked up with the exhaust mounts and electricals and hopefully fired up, test drive it, but that's fortunately going to happen another day. So it's what happens in the car world when you're working on them. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. Anyways, we'll wrap it up. You guys, thank you for following, and we'll provide an update once we have one.